people, their credit cards don't work. I offered to pay someone's meal, try to pay it forward, but they'd rather go without instead of letting a stranger help them out. So, well, it is currently 4:49 a.m. here at Knoxville, getting ready to head through the checkpoint. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a backstory here. My flight's supposed to leave around 6 a.m. I'm supposed to get to DFW today and from there get back to Palm Springs somewhere around noon. Well, my flight got rescheduled now, last night. It's going to be pretty wild here. I just made it through TSA. Now, I had somewhat of a little bit of a difficult time getting through TSA pre-check today in the morning. What happened was the ticket had two last names. I have two last names. I am Latino. A lot of Latinos have two last names on a lot of IDs, and it just so happened that my global entry ID only had one last name, which I've never really had any pushback on that. But for some reason, the lady today in the morning, she didn't give me pushback. She wasn't going to let me travel like that. I was going to be sent down to be able to modify my boarding pass at the front gate. But luckily, I did have another form of ID, a real ID that I was able to use that had all the last names exactly the way they appeared on the boarding pass. So I was able to use that, and the lady told me during this remainder of this adventure, don't use this ID anymore. So I was able to go through without having any issues. Right now, I do have a situation though where originally I was supposed to get to Palm Springs somewhere around noontime. Now, unfortunately, last night I did get a notification from American Airlines and they modified my entire route back home. So now I will be getting routed from here to Miami. And from Miami, I am going to be heading to Phoenix. And from Phoenix, I'm eventually going to be headed towards Palm Springs. But the only difference is I am going to be landing somewhere around 7 p.m. now. So that's about a 7-hour difference or so. I was not expecting that today. Luckily, my flight here leaves around the same time that my original flight left. And I was able to check in and get favorable seats. Because originally the seats they were going to give me were going to be middle seats. I don't like middle seats. I prefer to have a little bit more leg room, which I was able to choose on my check-in. And I was able to get a first-class flight on the way back from Phoenix to Palm Springs. So, and that was all free of charge. Something must have happened to their original flight going from Knoxville all the way to DFW for this to happen. So, see what happens. We'll continue on this trip.
Wow.
There's a little bit of the construction going on right here. So I made it to the Miami airport here. It's a little bit after 8 a.m. and I'm a little lightheaded. I don't know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to be here until almost 2 p.m. 5 hours. A lot of construction. A lot of construction going on, as you can hear. It's just crazy. And we'll see. I would like to get into one of these lounges. Unfortunately, you can't enter one of these lounges unless you're under a 3-hour mark. I decided to come to this place. It's called Icebox. It's on Terminal D. And they have nice tables here. So I'm going to go ahead and get some work done. And just wait for a bit until the time comes that I can actually go into the American Express lounge here. It's actually right next to the gate that I came in through. So gonna go ahead and get some work done here. Did get some water. $5 for a bottle of water. That's what you're paying now here at the airport. So I'm just very, very tired right now. Just jet lagged. Hopefully I'll feel better once we get out of here. Once I start getting into Phoenix, pretty much at that point, then I'll feel better because I know that I'm going to be almost home. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I know you're at the American Express Centurion Lounge in Miami. I'm actually doing a lot better now that I was able to get a seat here at the Centurion Lounge. I got here about an hour and a half ago or so, and it was really, really full. Really full. There was no place to sit down anywhere. That was during breakfast time. But right now, It is close to noon, and traffic seems to die down a bit. I did have a little bit of a breakfast here today, early in the morning. Some fruit, some yogurt, some granola, nitro cold brew coffee. And right now I did get the cold brew with some whole milk. As to what I see here, there's a lot of different Hispanic influence here in Miami. It's been a long time since I've been at this airport. A lot of Hispanic culture compared to what I remember many years ago. And that was tough. Day in the morning, I really thought that I was going to be able to make it on time to the airport, but unfortunately things happen. These airlines, they really don't care about you anymore. They just toss you around like another number, and you just have to stick with it. I had plans to be there at noon, and you know what's real funny is now that I looked at my itinerary, the flight to Dallas did get canceled. So it was the entire flight that was canceled, probably due to severe weather. But the flight actually from Dallas to Palm Springs, that flight actually still stayed intact. And so I'm still getting notifications that that flight is still active and that I'm able to board that flight. So if I was able to get myself from Knoxville to Dallas on a timely fashion, I would still be able to take that flight from Dallas to Palm Springs and get there on time. But there's no way that I could do that, especially with such short notice. Even if I decided to drive over there, I would have had to drive over there from the time I got the notification around 10 p.m. Eastern time. Would have had to just get a car and drive straight to Dallas Fort Worth to be able to catch that flight. But I didn't know what was going on at the moment, so I was able to get some good seats. Those 7 hours are pretty much lost. At least I have access to Wi-Fi here, so I'm able to get some work done. Miami Airport's actually a lot better than from what I remember years ago. They had less options for people to be able to have access to internet. And I feel like just the options in general to be able to find a good seat and to be able to find a good place to eat are a lot more common now here. And I did see that they're doing a lot of construction in this area as well. Outside, there was a lot of people working on the infrastructure outside and inside. So it looks like there's money being poured in, and that's good because this airport, it connects a lot of international countries here. So I think that that's important. Safety first. We put our life in the hands of other people. What did I have for lunch today here at the Centurion Lounge? A little bit of hummus, celery, a little bit of soup, which was actually, it wasn't warm, but it was pretty decent. And then I had some cold brew coffee with some whole milk. And I had a little bit of sweetener to that. Had a little bit of a tuna salad. It's actually pretty healthy. The hummus actually had olive oil. So that actually was pretty healthy on its own. So they have a pretty decent selection here for someone who wants to come in. Is health conscious, has different options of food that you can try. It's like having like a little sampler table. And if it's good, you know, your stomach doesn't bloat afterwards. I think that's very important for them to be able to have different food. That ways I know that a lot of people are flying, and the last thing that airlines want is for people to eat too much food and then get to a point where they're on the plane having to go to the restroom several times. Right now, the Centurion Lounge isn't as packed as it was earlier in the morning, so that's a plus. For anybody that has seen, followed JB's videos for a long time, they will know that I actually met JB for the first time back in 2023. It was in September when he was going to Texas to visit Texas Silver, and that's I met JB at the airport. And we actually met up again at the Centurion Lounge in Dallas Fort Worth. I was on his video. He did interview me at that time. I got his contact information, and several months later I met up with him, and now we're good friends. We actually train together, both boxing and jiu-jitsu, and we've done several videos. So if you haven't had a chance, I highly recommend you watch his videos. He currently just purchased a house in Alabama, or it's in escrow right now. So he will be moving there soon. I wish him the best. It's very important for people to be able to have an exit plan, and JB, he's a very dedicated person. He will be successful once he gets to Alabama and he gets a chance to settle in. He's going to be providing some good content for you guys. I think it's important for people to have security, and I know JB will have a lot of security at that new property that he will be acquiring in Alabama. I'm pretty sure that JB will allow us to go out there and check out his property. I've been looking at property outside of California as well, and we'll see what happens. You know, when the time is right, you strike a deal. JB found a real good deal. He was able to get that property at a pretty good price. Purchasing property, it's very difficult to know when's your time, but when God calls and all the cards are stacked with you, you make the move. I'm finally leaving the Centurion Lounge right now, going towards the gate to be able to board my flight to Phoenix. Finally, about to hit all these hours here. Like I said again, if you have the privilege of visiting a lounge at the airport that you're in, I highly recommend it. I did see a couple people in front of me as I was going into the lounge earlier today, trying to get in. A lot of people have the misconception that they can get into these lounges with any American Express card. But unfortunately, there are restrictions as to who can use these lounges unless you decide to pay out of pocket. A lot of people are not willing to pay $40, $50, $60, $70, whatever it is the case, to be able to sit down at a lounge. I know that it's not cheap. I think they had some cards that were ineligible to get in. You do have to have a platinum card, or you have to have a black card. So for most regular folk, they end up getting the platinum card, and then that's what they end up using to go into the lounge. I did see a lot of families. When I first got there, there was a lot of people, and then it kind of died down right now as I left. The lounge was getting kind of full. But at the end of the day, this American Express card, the platinum card, even though the fee is kind of steep, close to $700, there's a lot of people that do have that card. A lot of people, they think that they can flex that card around, thinking that they're millionaires, or that, you know, there's somebody important having that travel card. But in reality, the platinum card is, it's for everyday folk. I don't think that there's any flexing going on for anybody who has that card. I think it's very easy to be able to obtain it, and a lot of people think that they can flex depth. These cards, they do have to be paid in full every single month. These are charge cards. These are not credit cards. So be very careful if you do decide to get one of those cards. I highly recommend people, if they are going to get an American Express card, I think the best overall card to have, and I think some of you might agree, it would be the gold card, which you do get a lot of points with that card. But the platinum card's not meant for everybody. So just be wary of that. I'm going to continue walking around, trying to get to my destination here. I think it's about a 20-minute walk to the gate, which is pretty good exercise. The food that I ate at the lounge, it was very light, so that's a good thing. I did eat quite a bit of calories here on this trip, and once I get back home, I'll get back to my routine, hopefully continue to do a good amount of exercise, bring down some of those calories. You know, I set out to walk the distance from the D terminal to the E terminal, but I didn't realize how long it was. The walk is super long. I saw on the American Airlines map that it was going to be 20 minutes, but I didn't realize that that meant to take the SkyTrain. And I'm here walking the entire thing, which is fine. I gave myself enough time to be able to walk the entire thing. It's good exercise. Once in a while, you have to get your steps in. I'm definitely getting them today. So we'll continue on our journey here, trying to get to the terminal, trying to get to the gate. I think we're doing pretty good time right now. There's a lot of Latino influence here in Miami. Again, all I hear is just people speaking Spanish. Feel like it's turning into like a Panama City kind of, you know? All right, just made it back to the Phoenix airport. It was a little bit over 4 hours that the flight took place over from Miami. Oh, I'm glad that finally made it back to my time zone here. We got about an hour left to be able to catch the following flight to Palm Springs, so I'm going to get there later on today. The flight was good. Got to eat a little bit on the flight. Had one of their meals there that I got with some of the points from the credit card people. They have issues buying these meals on the airline. Their credit cards don't work. I offered to pay someone's meal, try to pay it forward, but you know, some people just have a lot of pride. They'd rather go without instead of letting a stranger help them out. So, hey, you do what you can. You know, sometimes it's always good to give a helping hand to people if you can. I can definitely afford it to be able to help people out once in a while, but unfortunately, some people just have too much of a pride. They don't allow people to help them out. Anyways, we'll go ahead and continue on our journey here, heading over to the next gate. I feel like it's good exercise. The only time I will really use one of these is if I'm at the point where I feel like I'm gonna miss a flight. But if I have enough time in my hands, I'd rather just walk it. I think it's good exercise. Just got here to the Palm Springs airport. The plane landed 20 minutes ahead of schedule. So that's actually pretty good. Get to go home a little bit earlier today. I'm waiting for my Uber. Should be here in about 2 minutes. And I just wanted to thank everybody for watching all these videos in Tennessee. I thought it was a pretty great experience. I plan to be back that area this year, sometime this year again. Possibly go back to Tennessee. Not sure what the plans are. But again, thank you. It's really hot right here. If you compare it to Tennessee, it's a total inferno. So I'll continue to provide good videos that I think will make you guys a better person. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Continue watching my content. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.